I've traveled everywhere, big cities, quiet suburbs, but the places that stay with me are the ones you have to seek out, the tiniest dots on the map, where neighbors are miles apart and the land is wild. Here, life is slower, quieter, and takes grit and self-reliance. So let's journey off the beaten path into America's most hidden communities. We'll meet the people who keep these places alive, and discover what it means to live on the edge of the map. Our first stop, Monowi, Nebraska. Population 1. Elsie Eiler is the mayor, bartender, and librarian. She runs the whole show. She keeps Monowi's tavern open, serving travelers and locals from miles around. The town's buildings are mostly empty, but Elsie's presence keeps Monowi from fading away. She's a living reminder of resilience and the power of simply showing up. In Monowi, one person is enough to keep a town's spirit alive. Next, we trek to Supai, Arizona, reachable only by foot, mule, or helicopter. Home to the Havasupai tribe, Supai sits deep in the Grand Canyon, surrounded by turquoise waterfalls. The mail still arrives by mule, and supplies are precious. Life here is shaped by the land and the water, not convenience. The Havasupai's connection to this place runs deep. It's not just home, it's identity. Supai proves that the most beautiful places often require the hardest journeys. Now, to Whittier, Alaska, where nearly everyone lives in a single building, Baggage Towers. The whole town, school, store, post office, even the church, fits under one roof. Isolated by mountains and sea, Whittier is accessible only by a tunnel that closes at night. Living here means your neighbors are always close, sometimes too close. It's a unique community, shaped by necessity and Alaskan weather. In Whittier, survival and togetherness go hand in hand. It's a vertical town with a spirit all its own. Beaufort, Wyoming, once held the title of America's smallest town, population 1. Don Salmons ran the trading post, gas station, and post office, keeping the lights on for passing travelers. When he retired, he auctioned off the entire town. Beaufort's story is a classic tale of boom, bust, and stubborn independence. Sometimes a town is just one person's determination to stay put. Bettles, Alaska. Population, a dozen hardy souls, above the Arctic Circle. No roads connect it to the outside. You fly in or drive an ice road in winter. Summers mean endless daylight. Winters bring total darkness and brutal cold. Here, survival is a full-time job and community is everything. Bettles is a gateway to untouched wilderness where life is raw and real. It's the edge of civilization, and that's exactly how the locals like it. In Elkhorn, Iowa, Danish heritage is everywhere. From the windmill to the pastries, it's the largest rural Danish settlement in America, with traditions kept alive by a tight-knit community. The town's windmill, shipped from Denmark, stands as a symbol of pride and perseverance. Elkhorn faces the same challenges as other small towns, but its culture keeps it vibrant. Here, identity is celebrated, and the past is always present. 10 Sleep, Wyoming is cowboy country, named for being 10 days' travel between encampments. The local saloon has served ranchers for a century, but now climbers flock here for the canyon's cliffs. Old West meets new adventure, creating a unique blend of tradition and change. 10 Sleep is a place where the past lingers, even as the world discovers its hidden charms. It's a true crossroads of grit and exploration. McCarthy, Alaska, lies at the end of a rough 60-mile gravel road. No cars are allowed in town. Once a copper boomtown, it was left behind when the mines closed. Now, a small off-grid community lives self-sufficiently amid the wilderness. The Red Mill ruins of Kennecott stand as reminders of a wild past. Here, history and nature collide, and only the fiercely independent remain. It's the end of the road, and a new beginning for those who stay. Grafton, Utah, is a ghost town that refuses to disappear. Settled by pioneers, abandoned by floods, it's now beautifully preserved. The old schoolhouse and adobe homes still stand, watched over by descendants and caretakers. Grafton is a place where history lingers and the spirit of the past endures. It's a living memory of the struggle to tame the land. Oatman, Arizona is a former gold rush town now famous for its wild burros. When the mines closed, the burros stayed. Now they wander the streets, charming visitors. Wooden sidewalks and staged gunfights add to the Old West vibe. Oatman embraces its quirky legacy, turning history and wildlife into attractions. Here the past is alive, and sometimes it has four legs. It's where the wild and the weird thrive. Centralia, Pennsylvania, is a ghost town with a burning secret. An underground coal fire that's raged since 1962. Toxic gases, sinkholes, and smoke force nearly everyone to leave. Most buildings are gone, but a few residents stubbornly remain, living atop a smoldering landscape. Centralia is a haunting reminder of industry's risks and the stubbornness of home. It's a real-life cautionary tale, still smoldering beneath the surface. Sometimes the ground itself won't let a town rest. Hanksville, Utah, looks more like Mars than Earth. So much so, it hosts a Mars simulation habitat. Scientists in spacesuits roam the red dirt, while locals live quietly on the edge of vast wilderness. Hanksville is a tiny hub for ranchers, miners, and adventurers heading into the Badlands. It's a reminder of how small we are in the face of nature's extremes. Here, the line between science fiction and reality blurs. Chitina, Alaska, was once a booming railroad hub for copper mining. When the mines closed, the town nearly vanished, but now it's a gateway to Wrangell St. Elias National Park. In summer, it comes alive with salmon runs and subsistence fishing. Chitina is a last stop before true wilderness, a place where the past echoes and the wild begins. It's a rugged outpost, clinging to life at the edge of Alaska. Greenbank, West Virginia is the quietest town in America. By law, it sits in the National Radio Quiet Zone, home to a giant radio telescope that demands radio silence. No cell phones, no Wi-Fi, not even microwaves. Residents use landlines and knock on doors, living in a bubble of technological stillness. Greenbank attracts those seeking escape from modern noise, and those chasing signals from the stars. It's a place where science and silence shape daily life. Terlingua, Texas, was abandoned after the mercury mines closed, but artists and free spirits brought it back to life. Old ruins became homes and galleries, and the town's porch is now a gathering spot for music and sunsets. Terlingua's annual chili cook-off draws thousands, celebrating its quirky, reborn spirit. It's proof that a town can die and be reborn, stranger and livelier than before. In Terlingua, the desert's silence is filled with creativity. Slab City, California, isn't a town. It's an off-grid community built on the remains of a military base. No government, no utilities, just radical self-reliance and creativity. Art installations like Salvation Mountain and East Jesus rise from the desert, surrounded by makeshift homes. Life here is tough, but the freedom is absolute. Slab City is a raw experiment in living outside the rules. It's the last free place where the American dream gets reimagined. Silverton, Colorado, sits high in the San Juan Mountains, accessible by the dramatic Million-Dollar Highway. Born in a silver rush, it's now a Victorian gem and adventure hub. The historic steam train brings summer tourists, but winter brings deep isolation. Silverton's residents embrace both the beauty and the solitude. It's a town that clings to its mountainside and its history, no matter the season. Here, survival and scenery are equally extreme. Jarbidge, Nevada, is a true Wild West outpost, remote, rugged, and hard to reach. Once the site of Nevada's last gold rush and stagecoach robbery, it's now home to just a handful of people. There's no cell service, and power comes from a generator. Jarbidge isn't a tourist trap. It's a stubborn relic, surviving on its own terms. It's a place where the 21st century feels a world away. Hyder, Alaska, is so remote you can only reach it through Canada, and it runs on Pacific time. Once a mining boomtown, now it's home to about 60 people and famous for its bear watching. With no local police, Hyder relies on its Canadian neighbors for help. It's a town that straddles borders, both geographically and culturally. Hyder is a friendly, isolated place where the wild is always close. Cornucopia, Oregon, was once a gold rush boomtown high in the Blue Mountains. When the mines closed, the town faded, leaving behind cabins and ruins reclaimed by forest. Today, it's a quiet base for hikers and skiers exploring the wilderness. Cornucopia is a peaceful reminder of the West's cycles of boom and bust. Here, the only riches left are silence and mountain air. 20 towns, 20 stories of isolation and resilience, each a unique piece of the American story. These places remind us there's a world beyond the noise, where people are deeply connected to the land. Their grit and independence inspire. America is full of hidden towns, each with a story waiting to be told. Know a place like these? Share it in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey, hit like and subscribe for more. Until next time, keep exploring.